January 2nd, 2019. It is 3:11 p.m. in the afternoon, and this is episode 335. 335, that's a lot. A 1-year anniversary for these silly little videos will be some point in February. I told Alexa to remind me. Well, I said her name and she didn't turn blue. That's weird. So have you guys heard about this Dr. Pimple Popper? I have just heard of it like a couple days ago, and I didn't think much of it. I mean, not to disrespect it. I mean, it just didn't like trigger anything in me. Like, ooh, cartoon idea. Until yesterday when I saw it a few more times, and I thought, wait a minute. I could do something with that. And I had this other idea on Elizabeth Warren I was going to go with. And I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight or what. But, and I was really set on doing it. But after I thought of Dr. Pimple Popper, I thought, all of my colleagues have taken, well, they haven't, I was going to say taken a week off. Some of them have taken a week off, but most of them have been off, and they're like all probably going to return to work today, or they have returned to work. Hopefully they got there now, since it's like 3 p.m. in the afternoon on the East Coast. But and I thought, I doubt anybody thinks about it, of Dr. Pimple Popper. And they're definitely not going to think of this idea. But I thought, I just still want to be the first one to use it as a reference. You know, this show started off as a YouTube thing, just like this. And now she has her own TV show on the Learning Channel. Seriously. And I can't even, we're not even up to 300 subscribers for this. But Poppin' Pimples, yeah, I better go out and see that. Yeah, we're going to see some pimple popping. Yeah. You know, as an afflicted teen and the father of one, I don't need to see any more pimple popping, you know? I had my fill, I'm good. I'm just done with that kind of crap. Dr. Pimple Popper. Shit. This is a fun cartoon to draw, though. When I took my nap yesterday, it was about, was it 10-ish? And when I woke up, I thought, it might have been 11, I don't know. For some reason, I had set in my head that I'd be like waking up about 3, maybe even 4, but I thought this would be a simple one to draw. And then when I woke up at 1 and I looked at the clock, I was kind of surprised it was so early. I don't set an alarm, I had that Kramer internal alarm clock. So I got to work. This didn't take too long, of course. But who wants some shout-outs? I'm gonna get your fresh hot shout-outs. Alright, oh, okay. If that was a story, Ariel meant me. Yeah, that's right. I was supposed to tell a story yesterday. Took less than a minute to recount. Seriously? You thought you didn't have time for that? Yes, Ariel, whenever minutes, or like seconds, like 10 minutes, I didn't think I had enough time. Okay, this story was, years ago, and this is before the shooting at Charlie Hebdo. Whenever they published the Muhammad cartoons, a lot of people were upset. One of our writers, editorial writers, said, hey, let's go ahead and run the full page of all these cartoons. Let's just run them all and see what kind of reaction we get. You know, this is free speech. And they had a conference about it, and they asked me to come down because I hated to go to meetings, and I voted them, but they thought, well, since this cartoonist, let's bring the cartoonist in. And of course, they always thought, you know, I just want to piss people off, and I go for the craziest, and I'm just like a crazy madman. And so Dave, the guy pitching this, he was just pitching it, and he was like, yeah, and Clay's going to back me up on this. But when they asked me about it, I said, no, we shouldn't run it at all. First off, it's just like riding someone else's coattails for it. And second, why are we running it? Nobody's asked that question. If we're going to run it just to run it for national exposure, that's not good. And if we run it, it's going to look like we're little dogs trying to be a big dog. And because we're like a 45,000 circulation newspaper at the time. And also, if we run it just to make people mad, then what's the message there? You shouldn't make people mad just to make people mad. And then I explained to my editors, look guys, I love making people mad, but that's the byproduct, you know, that's the side effect from making a point. You don't make people mad just to make them mad. That is easy. Hey, your mama's ugly. See? Easy. Yeah. So, anyway, that was the story. And of course, we didn't run it, which I knew we wouldn't run it. I mean, we had an editor who was like the biggest walking vagina in the world. If anybody told him something negative about something, then we wouldn't run it, especially with cartoons. He could see a cartoon of mine. One time I drew this cartoon of Michael Jackson next to his monkey, Bubbles the chimp. And the editor laughed at it, and everybody else in the newsroom laughed at it. And then we had this one crazy person. One crazy person in the newsroom. She goes, someone's going to say that monkey and think it's racist because they're going to think that you call him Michael Jackson a monkey. I'm like, but he has a monkey. And that doesn't have any context to do with the cartoon. I forget the context of the cartoon, but it's just Michael Jackson with a monkey. And this editor goes, well, I don't think we can run the cartoon now. Because, the woman was black. But she was nuts. Her being black had nothing to do with it. She was just insane. And everybody avoided her because she was insane. The other black staffers didn't like her. Nobody liked her. But we didn't run it because one person said I had a problem with it. A stupid, crazy, insane, out their ass problem. And during my 14 years there, he only approved one cartoon that somebody had an issue with. Over the course of 14 years. And I even told my editor that whenever he said, well, let's go get Ed's viewpoint on this. So Ed was the big editor of the paper. And I said, I have a 0 track record, a 0 win record when it comes to Ed. If anybody expresses any concern, we don't run it. And the editor was like, that can't be true. I'm like, it's entirely true, because if he ever approved one, I would remember that. Because when he finally did approve one, I had a heart attack. I had to go to the hospital. It's like, oh, my heart. No, I didn't have a heart attack, but I was really, really shocked. But then I told him, this is the first time you ever proved it. He goes, that can't be true. I'm like, it's totally true. Totally true. You lying sack it. All right, let's do some more shout-outs. All right, that was it. See, that took 3 minutes because I knew I'd get off sideways and rant there, Ariel. So that's why we need more time. Okay. Ariel gave me a second reminder because the time about your editors was surprised you don't want to run the Muhammad cartoons. I didn't even know these comments were there. TJ says, I'm too afraid to satirize Islam. He would never do that. Well, TJ, what's the point of satirizing Islam just to satirize Islam? Have you seen one of my cartoons satirizing Christianity? Just to satirize Christianity? Have you? If you do, point it out. Okay? Alright, Chuckles. Alright. And Arrow says I pronounced DT correctly. But I probably just mispronounced it. And Arrow said, I read the articles you linked in your blog and would definitely call it a mansion. Certainly not a compound, since it's not like he's miles away from his neighbors or on his own little acreage, but mansion seems accurate. The place has 8 bedrooms and cost over $8 million. I still don't know if that's a mansion, though. I don't. What do I know about mansions? I don't. For me, 8 bedrooms would be a mansion. Be like, right now having my own place where I lived all by myself be like having a mansion. I'd be like, yeehaw, it's a mansion. So I don't know. I think you need a big round circular driveway in the front yard, and hillbillies in the kitchen making possum stew would be a mansion. I don't know. And Arrow was in bed alone reading a book by 9:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve. That was a good night. That is a good night. And Raul Coutinho, all caps, shouted, Muhammad cartoon. See, I just told the story though. And this was, when the massacre happened at Charlie Hebdo, I wasn't working at the paper anymore. But, so this was several years before, maybe even close to a decade before. I don't remember when they did that whole Muhammad thing that pissed everybody off. Another comment from Robert Coutinho. Doesn't understand why people would stick with the liar either, neither does my psychologist counselor. Okay. And Robert Coutinho, I wonder if Mexico would pay for a wall around President Trump to provide the orange jumpsuit. I've seen those cartoons, actually. There's a wall around Trump. You know what's really big this week? Humpty Dumpty cartoons. And I had some people message me, hey, you should do a Humpty Dumpty cartoon with Trump as Humpty Dumpty. And guess what? He's sitting on a wall? Okay, thanks. And TJ wants to know what crime has Trump committed. Dude, I think the only one he hasn't committed is murder. He's stolen from charities. He's committed tax fraud. He's committed election fraud. Finance, anyway. He's probably conspired with the Russians. It's probably I'm running out of time. I would need more time than I needed for the Charlie Hebdo story. Alright. Yeah, and Robert Coutinho pointed out that New Year's Day is an official holiday. I always forget whether it is or it isn't. It's one of those things that you know and then you forget you know. Alright, thanks for coming by. Come back tomorrow and watch another video. Click the red button and be a subscriber, please. And goodbye.